Welcome to Linchpin Conversations number 151. I'm your host, Pat Sherwood. I'm also the owner of CrossFit Linchpin. Today's episode is entitled, More Americans Are Dying in the Prime of Their Lives. And this would probably apply to other countries outside of the United States as well. Now, this was the headline from a CNN article published on March 2nd, 2021. I discuss the facts presented in the article and how CrossFit coaches and athletes are uniquely positioned to possibly help turn this situation around. I know that sounds crazy, but proper information is critical to helping people, and this is the world that we live in. These conversations originally took place as Instagram live videos, which I do every Tuesday, so go ahead and check those out on our IG channel. I also encourage everybody to go to CrossFitLynchpin.com. Check out our FAQ section. Lots of good info there. You can also access all of the previous podcast episodes right there on our website, and of course you can find them on iTunes and Spotify. While you're at our website, be sure to click on the tab marked Private Track and check it out. It could be the best decision you've made in a long time. We provide you with warm-ups, workouts, scaling options, dumbbell workouts, at-home, no-equipment-needed workouts. We give you goal times to shoot for. There's instructional videos, accessory work, demo videos, cool-down, stretching, and much more. You also get access to the more than 15 Beyond the Whiteboard specialty programs that are designed to help you improve certain areas like your squat, clean and jerk, snatch, deadlift, or help you get your first pull-up, muscle-up, handstand walk, or something else. All of this is delivered to you through the Beyond the Whiteboard app on your phone, or you can access it through your computer. The Linchpin Private Track is designed for real people with busy lives. Trust me when I say that. I've got 2 kids and a third on the way. Busy people who want to be done working out in an hour or less. Our goal is to program the most fun and effective workouts that you can do that will get you extremely fit without leaving you feeling beat up. How nice does that sound? We want you to feel good. Your knees, your back, and your shoulders will thank you. And just because you're working out at home does not mean that you are alone. We have an incredible and supportive global community that will be right there with you to help keep you motivated and on track. All of this is just $10 a month. It's like 2 coffees at Starbucks. And that includes a Beyond the Whiteboard subscription. We've got thousands of people from all around the world currently as members for 2 very simple reasons. It works and it's fun. Our community is comprised of people in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and beyond. But of course, you don't have to take my word for it. You can check it all out for yourself with a 30-day free trial. All you need to do, go to CrossFitLynchpin.com, click the tab marked Private Track, and you'll be guided through the process. Also, if you just simply enjoy the content that we put out, the best way to support it is by joining the Private Track. So enjoy today's show, Linchpin Conversations number 151. Morning, everybody. An article crossed my path, about a week or so ago on my phone, just kind of scrolling through the news in the morning as I sip my coffee. And the title, I didn't know if the title was clickbait, so they got me. I clicked on it. And here's the title. It's an article from CNN Health. And the title says, More Americans are dying, quote-unquote, in the prime of their lives, a new report finds. So I was like, okay, let's see what that's all about. And it was a very disturbing article. It's a short article. It came out on March 2nd, 2021. And I'll give you just a couple of the highlights from the article, and then what it got me thinking about anyway, doing what we do, which is ideally trying to help people live good, long, healthy lives. So, let's see. Younger and middle-aged Americans, and this may apply to other countries around the world, I'm not sure, but this was just focused on America, because we certainly have our health problems. Younger and middle-aged Americans have been dying at higher rates over the past 3 decades and was becoming a public health crisis across the U.S. workforce. Among the causes of death are drug overdose, alcohol abuse, suicides, diabetes, heart disease, and some other major drivers. So I was like, holy cow, that's very horrific news just to hear. It says, beginning in 2010, progress in life expectancy stalled in the United States, and then between 2014 and 2017, the life expectancy fell for 3 years in a row. Not the direction that we want to go. The authors of this article offered a number of recommendations to address increasing death rates, including strengthening regulatory control of prescription drugs and improved access to substance abuse and mental health services. And one of the reasons they said there, I'm just taking some items from the article, but one of the reasons they wanted stronger prescription drug control was that some of these deaths were due to individuals in certain parts of the country that became addicted to prescription drugs. And of course, different rates of death across the U.S. anyway also are higher or lower based upon a whole bunch of other factors, such as the geography of the country, gender, race, economic situation, access to education, what quality is that education, medical coverage that people did or did not have. But all those factors influenced in one way, shape, or form the fact that Americans seem to be going in just a terrible position and moving more towards living a shorter life than a longer, healthier, more productive life. And anyone who walks around in society, though we don't do a lot of that right now with the pandemic, you can see just with your eyes that it doesn't appear that we're moving in a good position. Now, I certainly don't have the answers to all of those things that I just said, and I'm certainly not trying to de-emphasize any of them. There was mental health issues from revolving in depression, suicide, substance abuse issues of prescription drugs, alcohol, other various sort of narcotics, and then obesity, heart disease, other sort of metabolic derangements, if you will. And I'm sure that articles like this can't go as in-depth on some solutions that you and I assume, would like to hear, but this is how my brain goes when I get that. And by the way, without getting too much into like my family history and in my circle of friends, a lot of those issues that I just mentioned there have, without a doubt, hit very close to home with me personally. From being in the military, I've certainly had friends, veterans, committed suicide, mental health issues going on. There's plenty of alcohol abuse, that I have seen and experienced in my life that has impacted us in one way, shape, or form. And, anyway, everyone lives their life and has their experiences, right? Now, where I see us being able to, maybe not eradicate this problem, but this refocuses my kind of effort as to why we do what we do every day and why we try to put out the content that we do. When I say we, I'm just not talking about CrossFit Linchpin. I'm talking CrossFit coaches all around the world, wherever your affiliate happens to be located, whatever state, whatever city, whatever country, whatever anything. We've got CrossFit facilities in the wealthiest neighborhoods in the world and in some of the poorest neighborhoods of the world, and that's exactly where we need to be, and that's fantastic. So CrossFit affiliates, coaches, trainers, or just CrossFit athletes. And when I say CrossFit athletes, I'm not just talking about Matt Fraser and, Tia Toomey. I mean anybody who just does CrossFit, just tries to maintain a healthy life. You are a CrossFit athlete. I don't care what your Fran time is. I don't care what your deadlift is. If you're trying to live a healthy life, you're doing functional movements with intensity, you're good to go. We're all on the same train, moving in the same direction. And you may not realize the knowledge and impact that you have and how much that might be able to help somebody else. And I'll kind of dive into what that is and how much I think from a grassroots standpoint, all of us can share what we've learned and ideally try to help out this horrific situation that's going on. That's at least what drives me forward every day. So, I think a lot of people just don't know. A lack of information is preventing them from potentially optimizing their results. That's a great way to say it. And I think of myself as an example. For years and years, I worked out. I worked out all the time. I was in the military, blah, blah, blah. When I got out, I was still doing my classic kind of bodybuilding style routine, which is certainly if that's what you want to do, rock on, fantastic. You're not sitting on the couch. But what I was unaware of is that if I was going to spend an hour in the gym, if I was going to have that discipline, that dedication to get in there and try to push myself, there was a better way for me to use that hour, a more efficient way to use that hour to get a tremendous amount more results that would beneficially impact my life more than single joint isolation movement, machine-based movements. I didn't know about functional movements, didn't have any clue what a squat, clean, or a thruster was, etc., etc. In that world that I used to work out in, that some people potentially do, at least compared to CrossFit now, is a low-intensity world. I didn't understand how much intensity, high intensity, obviously relative to the individual, was a driver of results and a driver of fitness. I just didn't know. So I still had the discipline and dedication to go every day and try really hard for an hour, but I just didn't know, due to lack of information, that there was a whole nother realm that I could potentially be spending my time in that would get me a lot more bang for my buck. So I think just based upon the general knowledge that most CrossFitters have, we can help spread that knowledge, and it should have a good beneficial impact, hopefully, on some folks. And how you move your body, constantly varied function movements at high intensity, clearly being what I think delivers the most fitness, or I'd be doing something else with my life. Whatever economic situation somebody else happens to find themselves in, if you've got the funds to buy some wonderful gear, great. You'll have a great time. You'll have some cool kit. But if not, again, with information provides opportunities. There's so many things you can do with absolutely no gear whatsoever. Just body weight movements and sprinting your tail off. You can deliver a very high level of fitness. So, poor economic situation, with information, we can still deliver some good results. And then if you are able to save a little bit of money over time, and you can only buy one thing, and if you had a pair of dumbbells and a set of running shoes, that's it. Would I love for you to have a bunch more? Absolutely. But a pair of dumbbells and a set of running shoes and knowledge as to how to use those pieces of gear, you can become a ferocious animal of fitness with just that. And so if you never got the opportunity to get anything else, you could be good to go. If you did, great. We'll add to the kit as it goes on and on and on. But anyway, that you need the information. You need the knowledge as to how to use that kit. So that's how to move your body. And then the other thing that I think a lot of folks don't know, and again, I was very guilty of that as well, is how to properly fuel your body. And, like I said, I used to go to the gym and do what I thought was the best use of my hour. It was not. I know that now. And I was trying my best, this is pre-CrossFit years, I was trying my best at that time to eat what I thought was a healthy diet based upon whatever I'd read and whatever was the popular magazine that you grab at the grocery store checkout aisle that has, somebody flexing on the cover of it. And it was terrible information in there. But I thought, due to ignorance, that I was doing myself a huge favor. So I remember back in the day, as far as I was concerned, a healthy breakfast based upon the media marketing that had got into my head was, do you guys remember the Kashi cereal? I'm sure they still make it, right? And it was advertised as a high-protein cereal. That's an oxymoron. High protein and cereal. No, not really. But they got me. I believed it. So I had this big bowl of Kashi cereal because it was high-protein cereal. And then, of course, I was terrified of fat because that's what the media told me to do, and I didn't know anything else. So I would cover it in skim milk, and then I'd have a huge glass of orange juice because, right, get your fruit in there, it's healthy. And then on the side, maybe a bagel, right? That's what everyone's supposed to have, or a bowl of oatmeal. So really all I was having was a bowl of carbohydrates, a bowl of sugar, the Kashi cereal, just a bowl of carbohydrates. I would pour skim milk on it, which is just white liquid sugar, carbohydrates. I would have a glass of orange juice, which, by the way, I can't remember what it is, but a big glass of orange juice can be the equivalent of eating like 5 oranges, which nobody's going to do. So, yes, even though it's nice and natural, it's the equivalent of eating 5 oranges, so just a big old glass of sugar. and then the bagel or the oatmeal inside was just a side dish of sugar. So terrified of fat, way under-proteined, and just at breakfast consumed enough carbohydrates for probably the entire day. Shocking, I did not achieve my fitness goals or my body composition goals, but it wasn't due to a lack of effort on my part or a lack of desire or a lack of discipline. It was due to a lack of information, a lack of knowledge. I just didn't know. So once again, and that wouldn't have cost me any extra money, right? I just would have had to have different things in my shopping cart when I checked out at the grocery store, but I just didn't know. So CrossFitters can help people understand a great way to move your body, even if you don't have any gear. They can help people understand a whole bunch about nutritional choices that they make and why potentially some that you may think are healthy, the media has just, or advertisers or big marketers have misled you in a little bit, and making some different choices with your dollars might go a really long way. And obviously, yes, eating beautiful, high quality steaks and things like that is more expensive than going through the McDonald's drive-thru. So there's certainly an economic factor involved. No question about it. But wherever you are, armed with knowledge, you can probably spend whatever amount of dollars that you have in a better fashion as long as you have that awareness. So that's kind of the point there as well. And then the last part, which I think is so huge, is the community aspect of CrossFit. I mean, that's like our secret weapon. Whether you're just got a buddy that you work out in the garage, everybody around the world with linchpin picking each other up and helping motivate each other and sharing problems, or you go down to your local affiliate, you're high-fiving people there. Wherever it is, you need your community. It's absolutely mission critical as any of the other components that I just mentioned, if not potentially more. Again, I'm not giving medical advice here, but just my anecdotal life experience and what my eyes have shown me. That's it, right? No quote-unquote advice. You can't do that on the internet. But a lot of the issues those issues that were mentioned in the article, especially mental health, depression, things of that nature, a community, a group of individuals, if we could get people to be a part of something like that, a part of a group that truly cares about them, that's invested in them, that wants to know how they're doing, that makes them feel safe and comfortable. So if an individual ideally is going through something, is suffering, does have something going on, they at least feel secure and comfortable enough to express that to the people around them in a safe way to ideally get some help, or at least get the issue out there on the table. And human beings they thrive in a community. It's been my experience. They absolutely thrive in a community. So anyway, this may not be perfect, but it's an absolute start. And that article just it was interesting and enlightening, but I thought there were so many critical things that needed to be mentioned that particularly weren't mentioned, that I think CrossFitters are in a unique position to deliver. And that general population, that general health and wellness of longevity, that's what absolutely fires me up. That's my my passion. That's my drive, and I think a lot of CrossFit coaches and trainers feel the same way. If my favorite CrossFit Games athlete snatches 1 more kilo, that's great. It's fantastic. It really is. I mean, watching what a human body can do and what's actually capable of is mind-boggling to me. But the real glory and beauty of what we do on a regular basis is helping out the regular population to live better, healthier, longer, happier lives, ideally surrounded by a group of people that truly care for them. And if you are a CrossFitter anywhere, be it a affiliate owner, a trainer at an affiliate, or just a CrossFit enthusiast, a CrossFit athlete, you have some ability to move this needle forward, and I hope that you do. That's what I try to do every day. Some days are more productive than others, but that problem ain't going anywhere anytime soon. So let's do what we can. So that's it. Have a wonderful day, and we'll talk later.